Hi everyone, Jen here. It's so nice to have you with me today. We are going to be doing a 45-minute gentle yoga practice. We're going to have some mindful movement, we're going to work on some breathing techniques, and then at the end we're going to have some really great guided rest. In yoga, as always in life, take what you need. Your body will tell you what works and what doesn't work. Never do anything that's painful. Our goal is to have you feel supported and safe at all times, so always take what you need and don't push too hard. A couple of things that you may or may not want to have with you when you do yoga is a strap. If you have a strap or a belt, sometimes these can help you get a little bit deeper into poses so that you can get a little bit more stretch out of a certain pose. So if you have a strap or a belt, you may want to keep that near you. And then some yoga blocks. If you've never worked with yoga blocks before, these can be a really nice extension for your body parts. So make your arms a little longer, give you support underneath you if you're doing a supported posture on the floor or something like that. So the two different kind of blocks that we have for yoga are foam blocks and cork blocks. I like to have one of each. A cork block is firm, so if you want to stand on it or if you want to have a really firm support underneath you for balance purposes, the cork blocks are really good. And then foam blocks are a little squishier, so you wouldn't want to stand on a foam block. It would be more like a rest underneath your head or a rest underneath a muscle or something like that to make a pose more comfortable. So if you want to have blocks with you, that's great, and if you don't have them, totally fine. You can also maybe have a pillow or a blanket so that you can get into a more restful state during the resting postures at the end of the class. But again, totally up to you. Just take what you need and use what you have, and we'll meet you where you are. So for today's class, like I said, it'll be about 40 minutes, and I will demonstrate the postures for you from the floor. So if you're able to get up and down off of the ground without any problems, then you can do the poses on the floor. And then I'm also going to demonstrate all of the poses from a chair too. So if if you have knee issues or anything and it's harder for you to get up and down off the ground, everything that we do on the floor you can also do in a chair, and you're still going to get the same benefit. So as long as you're moving and you're breathing, you're doing yoga and you're not doing it wrong. So again, thank you so much for coming. My name is Jen, and we're going to go ahead and get started. So if you're on the floor, we're going to go ahead and start in a simple child's pose. So for child's pose, what you do is you bring your knees far enough apart just for your body to fit down in between. Maybe your toes touch in the back, maybe they don't. It doesn't matter. Everybody's limbs are shaped differently, and everybody makes a little bit different shape when they get into these poses. So if your pose doesn't look like the person next to you in yoga class, that's okay. All of our bones are different lengths. They fit into our shoulder and hip sockets differently, so everybody looks different. Every body looks different. So once you have your knees spread wide enough for your body to fit down in between, get nice and tall, and then walk yourself all the way down to the mat. You can rest your forehead on the mat, arms forward, and then start to lengthen your inhales and exhales here. So you can stay rested. That third eye area touching the mat. If your forehead doesn't reach all the way to the mat, you can put a block underneath your forehead and you can come down onto a block. Whatever feels good for you here. Just start to breathe. Elongate your inhales and let go of tension with your exhales. If you're beginning class seated, you'll be in your chair, and just think about sitting up nice and tall, rooting down into the four corners of your feet, feeling the support of the chair underneath your sit bones. And again, same thing here, lengthen your spine, roll your shoulders back, and just kind of let your shoulder blades fall down your back. You can rest your hands on your thighs, you can flip them over, you can bring your hands to heart center, whatever feels good for you right here. Our goal is to feel safe and supported and start to lengthen our breaths, our inhales and our exhales. Breathe with me. as you continue with your deep breaths in and out. Sometimes it's nice to set an intention at the beginning of your practice so that you can keep bringing yourself back and reminding yourself why you wanted to be here today. So sometimes an intention can be as simple as moving and breathing, or sometimes an intention can be dedicating your practice to a loved one. So if you're setting yourself on an intention now, visualize that intention and take a few more deep breaths here to seal it in. Good. If your eyes were closed or if they were fluttering, you can start to flutter them open and lift your gaze up a little. If you're seated in your chair, we're going to work on cat-cows. So you can place your hands on your knee. And for the cow posture, you want to arch your back and lift your sternum up to the sky for your inhale. Still relying on your feet to support you and ground you, your sit bones to keep you there in your chair. Inhale here. And then for cat, you round your spine, exhale, press away on your knees and tuck your chin. Keep going. Keep breathing. And keep assigning breath to movement. If you were down in child's pose, you'll start to walk your hands up, back to a seated posture. And then you'll press up to all fours, so hands and knees. If you're able to check that your shoulders are under your wrists or over your wrists and that your hips are over your knees. If you were going to pretend like you had a broomstick on your back so that it would balance just nicely on your back. So how you achieve that is make like someone has a gentle hand under your belly button, just supporting your belly button and keeping your spine nice and long and straight. You want to spread your fingers really wide and press into your index finger and your thumb. Your cat-cows are going to look like this. For cow, drop your belly, look up, inhale. And for cat, arch your spine, tuck your chin, press the mat away. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Keep moving, keep breathing, and keep assigning breath to movement. Good. Take 2 more passes of cat-cow, either from the chair or from the floor. Good. And then we're going to work into some sun salutations. So if you are on your hands and knees, go ahead and tuck your toes, press your hips up and back for down dog, and then slowly tiptoe your feet forward to meet your hands. You can hang here for a moment in ragdoll, shifting your weight side to side, front to back. If you're seated in your chair, you can just take this time to roll, shake your arms out, roll your shoulders back, maybe roll your neck off from side to side, bringing your chin down each time. You can stick your leg out and kind of shake it out a little bit. Just get a little movement in all of your joints. Deep breaths. Good. If you're hanging in ragdoll, go ahead and release your grip and heel toe your feet together. Take a halfway lift, inhale. Forward fold, exhale. And reach up, inhale. Bring your arms back down by your sides. And breathe here for 1 moment. If you're in your chair, we're going to do the sun salutation a little differently. So again, root down into your sit bones, the 4 corners of your feet. Your feet can be together or about hip width apart, whatever's most comfortable for you. So we're going to inhale up, forward fold, lift. And what that means is you want to send the crown of your head forward and lengthen your spine. So from seated, you're reaching up, forward fold, round spine, halfway lift, flat spine, forward fold, round spine, and then reach up. So that's going to be our routine, and we're going to run through it just a few times together. So either from the chair or from standing. I'll do standing for this one. I'll do a round standing and then around from the chair. So just keep breathing and moving. Inhale up, forward fold, halfway lift, inhale, forward fold, exhale. Reach up, forward fold, halfway lift, forward fold, reach up, forward fold, exhale, halfway lift, forward fold, reach up, forward fold, halfway lift, forward fold, reach up, and bring your arms back down by your sides. Good. From here, we're going to do a little twisting. I'll show you a seated twist from the chair, and then I'll hop down onto the mat and show you a seated twist from down there. So again, get nice and tall, roll your shoulders back, take a big breath in, and then on your exhale, right hand on the outside of your left knee. If you want to use the back of the chair for a little leverage, you can, or you can hold on to the side of the chair, whatever feels good to you to help you get that little bit of assistance into a twist. So the twist itself will be your exhale, and you can look back over your left shoulder if that feels okay. If it doesn't, then don't do it. Inhale, twist for your exhale. With your inhale, get a little bit more length, get even taller. Exhale, twist again. Last big breath in, and twist. Good, come back to center, and as you do the other side, I'll demonstrate from the floor. So if you're on the floor for a twist, you can cross your left leg over your right leg. Your right leg can stay straight, or you can bend at the knee and bring it back in, whatever feels best for you. I'm gonna leave mine straight. On my inhale, I'm gonna reach up and get really tall, and then cross my body and use the elbow as leverage for the twist. You want your left hand behind you, tend to your fingertips, and then prop yourself up nice and tall. So lifting with your inhale and twisting with your exhale. We'll take 2 more breaths. Good, and then release. Whether you're in your chair or on the floor, let's switch sides so we keep it even for both sides. Inhale, reach up, cross your body, prop yourself up tall, and twist, exhale. Inhale for length. Exhale, twist a little more. Last breath. And last twist. Slowly release. We'll do the second side, second round. Inhale for length. Cross your body, twist on your exhale. Again. And let all the tension go. Last breath. Last twist. Good, and slowly unwind. Excellent job. How is everybody feeling? Hopefully loosened up and a little bit more oxygen and blood pumping through your body. Let's work on some balance poses next. If you are on the floor, we will do tree. So a couple different options. From the floor, if you can come up out of your chair, you can just come around behind your chair and use the back of your chair for balance if you need. If you don't need balance, then you can step away from your chair. And if you want even a little bit more, like if you want to get really advanced about it, if you happen to have a cork block, sometimes it's nice to do tree on a block. Totally up to you. So wherever you are, nice and tall, inhale, shoulders up and back, good posture. Use your chair for support if need be. You want to keep a slight bend in your standing knee, so don't lock out the knee that you're standing on. Keep just a gentle bend in there. You can kickstand your foot. You can bring your foot up onto your calf, or you can lift your foot all the way up near your thigh. You just kind of want to stay away from the knee area. You want to be above or below the knee, or just have a little kickstand, keeping your left toes on the floor. Once you find your posture, think about pulling back on your bent knee, opening your hip flexor. Nice and tall. You can hold the chair, or you can bring your hands to heart center. You can stay put or grow your tree. Think about squeezing everything towards center. Think about being lifted, but also grounded. Slow your breath. Take a few more breaths here. And as you come back through center, drop that leg and shake it out. Nice. Now to the other side. If you want to use your chair, please do. If you feel like you want to manage it on your own, shake it off a little bit. Keep a slight bend in your standing knee. And then when you're ready, kickstand your right foot or bring your foot anywhere up onto your other leg. You can start with hands at heart center if you like. And then when you're ready, grow your beautiful tree. Two more breaths. Good, and then bring it back through center and shake it out. Awesome. Next, we're going to do some back bends. So you can take these back bends from your chair seated. When you take your back bend, you'll grip the edges of your chair, root down into the four corners of your feet, ground into your sit bones, and then you'll arch your back on the inhale. Stay for the exhale. Again, arch more with your inhale. Maybe give a little back on your exhale. Another breath. And release. Shake it out. If you're on the floor, you can come to your belly. Any arm variation. So you can have your arms forward, you can have your arms out side to side like Superman, or you can send your fingertips backwards through the back wall. If you want more work, you can grab the cork block, set it up here in front of you, and when you lift, you can lift the block too. So wherever you are, any arm variation is just fine. Zip your legs up, squeeze your feet together, inhale to prepare. Tuck your tail on your exhale, squeeze your glutes, and then lift. Just like we did in the chair, arch your back and lift on your inhale. If you need, give a little back on your exhale. And then lift. And give a little back. Last one. And rest. Good. Take some deep breaths here. We'll take one more pass, either from the floor or from the chair. Again, any arm variation you like. If you're on the floor and you want to lift your block again, you can. Or if you want even more work, you can pass your block around behind your back and in front with each breath. I suppose you could do that from a chair too. Let's try it. So if I scoot all the way up to the edge of my chair, on my inhale, I'll arch and also lift. And then I'll try passing while keeping my back arched. If you're on the floor, with your inhale, lift a little. And with your exhale, give a little back. Inhale, lift. Exhale, give. Last breath. And then relax. Take some big breaths here. You can windshield wiper your knees side to side. If you're on the floor, you can bend your knees and windshield wiper your legs back and forth. Good. We'll do a little bit of ab work today. So if you're on the floor, we'll start to ride bicycles. So just lying on your back, lifting your knees up, start to pedal your bicycle. If that's something you can do from a chair, lean back, pull your belly button into your core, grab the sides of your chair to engage even more, and just start to ride your bike. If that's too painful, if that hurts, keep one leg on the ground and just start by lifting one leg. So just kind of lift your knee and pedal your bike. Again, squeezing your belly button into your core, using your hands for leverage to really grip and engage. So stick with one leg for about 10 seconds. You can count it down in your head and then lower and switch to the other side. Again, you can do both by leaning back, or if you're on the floor, you'll lift your knees up and ride your bike. You can start, I like to start with little tiny pedal circles and then have them get bigger and bigger and bigger. Again, depending on your low back, take what you need. If your low back is not a fan of this, keep your pedal circles really small. If you're okay extending, you can extend. If you want even more, you bring your hands up, interlace your fingers behind your head, but don't squeeze your elbows in. Keep your elbows out straight, really wide, and only crunch as far as you can crunch without bringing your elbows in. Keep breathing. Keep using your core. Don't stop. We'll go for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and rest. Nice job. If you're on the mat and it feels okay, you can bring the soles of your feet together and let your knees fall out wide. This is called Supdavada Kanasana. If you don't like this pose, if it's too much on your hip flexors, you can walk your feet out to the edges of your mat and let your knees fall in towards each other. You can rest with one hand on your heart and one hand on your belly, or your arms can come up above for a big good morning stretch. Take some deep breaths here. If you're in your chair and you finished riding your bicycle, you can rest with one hand on your heart and one hand on your belly. Just let your breath slow. Good, just a few more breaths here. Good. From here, we're going to work on a little bit of hip flexor mobility. So if you're seated in your chair, you can scoot to the outside of your chair and then kind of make like you're stepping out of your car door. So on your inhale, lift your knee as much as you can and step like you're stepping out of a really big truck, and you've got to lift your leg up over the edge to get out of the truck and back. Big inhale out, exhale back. Inhale out, exhale back. We'll do about 10 of those and switch sides while the people on the ground. So if you were on your back, we're going to get you on your belly. So if it feels good, squeeze your knees into your chest and start to rock until you rock up to a seat. Good. Then you can plant your palms, shift your legs back, and come back to this tabletop position. What I have for you is similar to what they're doing in the chair, but instead of the movement, you're just going to let gravity take care of the stretching in this pose. So this is called half frog. And probably the easiest way to get into it is through down dog. So again, spread your fingers wide, press into your thumb and forefinger, push back up into down dog, kick your right leg up, and then bring it forward, kind of like you're gonna do a hurdler stretch. You want your left leg to come straight out and back, so a 90-degree angle in your knee. Square your hips with the floor, and then lower yourself back down. You can come to forearms, or you can come all the way down to the floor. If that's a lot of pressure on your knee, you can roll up the edge of your mat. You can put a little blanket under your knee, or you can put a block under your knee, just so you have that 90-degree angle there. So you're going to hold here static while we do some more movements in the chair. So just go ahead and take what you need here to get as comfortable as possible. Let gravity do this work and breathe deeply. If you notice any tension, that's okay. Acknowledge that it's there. Take big, deep breaths right into the tension, and then visualize it just dissolving and floating away like a cloud in the sky on your exhales. So stay with your one leg in frog position while we do a few more reps on the other side. So if you were in your chair and you started with your right leg, we'll switch to your left leg. So big breath in as you step out of the car. Exhale, back. Inhale, exhale. There's 5. We're going to go to 10. And 10. Good. For the people on the floor, we'll go ahead and switch sides to the other leg, and then us in the chair will do 10 more reps on each side while the people on the floor are still laying. So, on the floor, so if you're in frog on the floor, you can press up to your forearms, send your left foot back, so bring your left leg back into your body, shift your weight over to the other hip, bring your other leg up and out to a 90-degree angle, Square your hips again with the mat, and then you can stay on your forearms, or you can come all the way down. You can use your foam block as a pillow. If you want to lay your forehead on the foam block, whatever feels good to you here. So while you lay stationary on this side, we're going to do 10 more on each side from the chair. Ready? Nice and grounded in your sit bones, and inhale, exhale. Use your breath. Fast or slow, totally fine. Take it at your pace. I think we have 4 more. 1, 2, 3. Last one. Good. And then we'll switch sides. Nice and square. And inhale. You're breathing deeply on the floor. You're letting gravity pull you into that stretch. We have 4 more from our chair. Keep breathing. If this doesn't work for your shoulders, you can keep your hands at heart center. Make all the work in your legs. Take what you need. Last one. Good. Shake it all out. If you're on the floor, send your other foot back into your body, and then you can press up to the tabletop position one more time. We're going to end class with a few resting poses. So if you're able to come down onto the floor off of your chair, then you can stay on the floor. You don't have to get back up again. If you're not able to get down onto the floor for your resting pose, you can stay in your chair. Totally up to you. If you want to take an even more comfortable position on a couch, on the bed, whatever you need, we're going to do a little bit of guided rest. So wherever you need to be, whatever you need to do, whatever props you need to make yourself feel as comfortable and supported as possible is what I encourage you to do now. So we'll take a few minutes to get everything we need to get into our restful positions, and then I'm going to give you some ideas and options about positions that you can be in for the rest of class. So if you want to remain seated in your chair, if there's anything that you can do to make this more comfortable, please do that. If you want to sit on a pillow, if you want a pillow behind your back, either of those things is fine. If you've been sitting up on the edge of your chair, you can sit all the way back or sit back more so that your back is supported while in this restful position. You can try to keep your feet flat on the floor if you're able to still. You can take the last part of class with one hand on your heart and one hand on your belly. Or you can rest palms up or palms down on your lap, whatever feels best to you. If you are able to come down onto the floor, you can use your chair, you can use a couch, you can use anything that works to kind of elevate your legs for a little bit. So if you're able to come down onto the floor, you can use your chair to put your legs up. Or if you have a couch or a bed, you're welcome to use that too. If you need to roll up a blanket and put it behind your head or behind your neck. If you want a little rolled up towel or blanket under your low back. Anything that you need to make yourself more comfortable in this position is perfect. So as you get yourself settled, I'll talk to the people on the floor. If you'd like to take waterfall or legs up the wall, the reason we elevate our legs is because it's really good for blood flow and digestion. So even if you don't have time for yoga on any given day, just lay with your legs up the wall for 15 minutes before you go to bed. breathe deeply and let that circulation drain from your legs. And then when you stand up, your legs rush with fresh oxygenated blood. So, you know, our legs are down below our heart all day. So to just take a few minutes at the end of the day to put our legs up above our heart can make a really huge difference for blood flow, energy, and digestion as well. So if you're on the floor, you can use either a cork block or a foam block. Or you can just put your legs straight up. So you can lay straight onto the floor and just send your heels up to the sky. Or if you want just a tiny little bit of support, you can lift your hips and put your cork block under your sacrum. Your sacrum is a flat bone just above your tailbone, but below your lumbar spine. So it's just a nice flat area, kind of at the top of your butt crack, if you will. And you can just lift your heels up from here. If you want even more, you can use your cork block because it's a little bit harder and it's a little bit more supportive. And you can adjust the height of the block to any height that feels good for you. So I like to lift my hips up and stick the block the tall way under my sacrum, and then just kick my heels up. So for this posture, you want to use as few muscles as possible. It's not meant to be a really hardcore working pose. It's meant to be mostly a resting pose. So hopefully if you're using your chair, you're getting comfortable with your legs up on the chair. If you're laying flat on the ground or using a foam block or a cork block, try to use as few muscles as possible here. We'll take about 10 slow, deep breaths. Just let your breath return to normal breathing without trying to change anything. Just notice how it feels when the air goes in through your nostrils and comes out through your nostrils or through your lips. If you're happy here, you're welcome to stay here. At any time, you're welcome to bring your legs down and make your way to a resting posture. If you want to lay on the couch or on a bed, or if you're able to lay on the floor. If you were happy with your legs up the chair, just stay there. That's fine too. Take what your body needs and accept what's comfortable and supportive for you at this time. If you're laying on your mat, I like to reach up and just gently lift my head, making a little bit more space for my neck, and then setting my head back down gently. You can rest, if you rest with your palms facing up, it encourages your shoulders to roll back and your rib cage to open, giving you more breath, more air with each breath. You can let your feet fall out wide to the sides. Take a big, deep breath here. And let it go. If you're still in your chair, take another big, deep breath here. And let go of tension. I'll spend the last few minutes of class giving you just a little guided rest. We'll take a quick body scan so that if we've picked up any tension or if we brought any tension with us to class today, we can hopefully let go of that last little bit of tension. Starting at the crown of your head, feel the white light of healing energy relax your forehead. Feel your eyeballs relax in your eye sockets. Maybe open and close your jaw. Feel your cheeks relax and your jaw relax. If your tongue is on the roof of your mouth, let go. Feel the back of your neck relax. Feel your shoulders roll back. Feel your heart soften. Relax your upper arms and your lower arms, the backs of your hands, the palms of your hands, each of your fingers, and each of your thumbs. Feel your belly relax and soften. Feel the support of your low back on the mat. Feel your upper thighs relax. Feel your lower legs relax. The tops of your feet, the bottoms of your feet, from your heels to the balls of your feet. Feel each of your toes relax one by one. Take one deep breath. From here, take just a moment to think of something that you're thankful for, that you feel gratitude for, that you're grateful for. It might be a person, it might be something in nature, it might be a pet. Whatever it is, capture that image in your mind's eye. And notice how that corresponding feeling comes across as sensation in your body. When you think of that person or that pet or that thing that you love, does it make you feel warm, loved, safe, supported? Every thought and feeling we have has a corresponding sensation in our body. And we all have the ability to come back to this place of peace by visualizing peace and using our breath and remembering the things that we feel thankful for and that we're grateful for. So take 3 more breaths here, radiating on that sensation and appreciating that feeling of gratitude that you have for those things that you love. Seal it in here. If you're seated in your chair, you can bring your hands back down to your lap, or you can start to kind of roll your wrists and your ankles around just a little bit here. If you're on the floor from Shavasana or from resting pose, you can roll your body off to one side, cradling your head in the elbow of your arm. Just let your body reset here for a second. And then press yourself up slowly and gently to a comfortable seat. Thank you so much for practicing with me today. Thank you so much for allowing me to be your teacher. We'll take one more big breath in together. If you like, you can bring your hands together at heart center. We'll inhale together, reaching up. And bring your hands back to center. Bow your head, thumb knuckles to forehead. In honor of yourselves and of each other, thank you so much for coming today. I hope you continue your journey with yoga and that you found a little bit of peace with the mindful movement and breath work that we did today. Thank you so much.